Hey everybody, Andy here. I wanted to pop in really quick and share with you how Shakeology has helped to change my life and maximize my results. So, I want to preface this with I believe that there's four vital processes, four vital things in this process that make this work for you. And one of them is Shakeology. It is a key ingredient, if you will, in this magic recipe that really helps to get you results. So I wanted to share why I'm so passionate about it and what it's really done for me. So back up to when my middle son was about 1, I was overweight. I still had about 30 plus pounds to lose with no idea how I was going to do it. I had never in my life been where I wanted to be goal-wise with my body. I always carried around more weight than I should have for my 5'4" frame. And I kind of just lived there, and I just always felt like, I'm just big boned or, the chubby girl or whatever. And I just kind of had accepted that to some degree. And then my really good friend / coach now introduced me to Shakeology. In fact, she gave me a sample packet of chocolate and said, shake this up in some water and let me know what you think. And she went into great detail about all the superfoods and daily dense nutrition that's in it and all of these things. And I completely ignored it. I shook it up in some water on my way to church one morning and about spit it out and told Eric it was disgusting and I wanted nothing to do with it. That's a true story. And I thought to myself, I'm not paying that. Like, she had already told me how much it costs monthly, which is why she had given me a sample of it, because I hadn't committed to trying it myself. So she nicely gave me a sample. And I was like, no, thank you. So I went back to her and I'm like, you know what? I didn't like it. It tasted nasty, first of all. And she encouraged me to try it again. And I said, you know what? I'm just not interested. She is really into nutrition and she's really well. And I was a little bit intimidated by that. And I thought, that's just not for me. Fast forward maybe a month later, and I was in this exact spot that I'm sitting right now. And our kids were here having a play date together. And I was complaining, as usual, about how I didn't feel good at all. I didn't like how I felt in my clothes. I remember specifically telling her that, like when you go to Nordstrom, that's like my store. Every time I go to Nordstrom, I can't shop in the juniors department anymore just because, my body's changed and I just don't quite fit in those clothes anymore. And really it was just an excuse. I mean, those clothes, the sizes haven't changed. I'm just not comfortable in them. I wasn't comfortable in them. And I remember just complaining to her. And she was like, that's it. We sat down right here at this computer and she encouraged me to order the T25 challenge pack. At the time, it was T25 on DVDs and a bag of Shakeology. And she said, I know you didn't like the Shakeology before. I'm going to teach you how to blend it right. You're not going to just shake it up in water, even though that is actually good. And you're going to like it and you're going to do it. And I'm going to help you. And I said, okay. And I sat down and I put T25 challenge pack on a credit card. And that was that. And I remember drinking it every day. I found the blend that I liked, which at the time was with non-fat milk, a whole cup of it. Ice and a whole lot of peanut butter and a banana. I added so many calories to it. I can't even believe it. But just doing Shakeology and doing the workouts, the weight just started to fall off. I mean, it was almost magical in a way. And I always say there's no magic pill in Shakeology. There's no magic ingredient. I used to use the example, like there's no fen-phen in it, nothing that's like been banned in the US or anything like that. But because of all the digestive aids it has in it, it will help maximize your weight loss results because there are ingredients in it that help with weight loss in different ways, in healthy ways, in ways that your body needs, things that rev up your metabolism, things that help clear out your gut of all the crap that it doesn't need in there to help your body to work efficiently. And so I noticed just after 1 month of drinking Shakeology that I was losing weight. I think I was down 7 pounds my first month. Now, let me tell you something. All I was doing that first month was doing T25, 25-minute workout, 5 days a week, and drinking Shakeology. I hadn't changed my mindset yet to really make the commitment to my nutrition. I hadn't changed my diet other than drinking Shakeology. Prior to Shakeology, my day looked a little bit like getting up when my boys woke me up and having a cup of coffee, maybe drinking a little bit of water, maybe, and getting busy with our morning. And before I knew it, it'd be 10, 11, sometimes even noon, and I hadn't eaten, and I'd be starving. So whatever I would cook them for lunch, I would oftentimes eat the rest of theirs along with whatever I fixed for myself. So even if I made myself a salad, and even if I told myself it was a healthy salad, oftentimes it wasn't. It was loaded with cheese and salad dressing that, I shouldn't be consuming and things like that. I would finish all of my food, and then I would eat everything they didn't eat. And if you know me, you know that my kids are not good eaters, and they never have been. So that was a lot of empty calories that I was just acting like I didn't have. And a lot of it was because I wasn't eating breakfast. So when I introduced Shakeology into my daily diet and actually fed my body something that it needs in the morning, I was no longer finishing the scraps of the waffles that my boys didn't eat or whatever for breakfast, and then waiting till I was so hungry at lunch and just completely overeating at lunchtime. I also noticed that when I would typically want like that afternoon snack, I wasn't reaching for anything because I was satisfied, because I had exchanged what wasn't really there to begin with in the morning with something that was so healthy that helped curb those cravings and satisfied me. So I started to lose weight really quickly. And to be honest, my poor eating choices, eating Mexican food a lot, that's my thing, eating out a lot, just not making proper choices, just the amount of carbs I would eat in a day was so off balance at the time. And when in that first month of drinking Shakeology and doing the workouts, I didn't change those other bad habits that I had. All I did was add in Shakeology in the morning as my breakfast, and I started doing the workouts, and I started to drop weight really quick. So then all of a sudden, I see on my credit card another charge for another bag of Shakeology, and this Shakeology shows up on my doorstep, and I'm going to be honest, I was pissed. I was like, what the heck? I didn't read any fine print that probably told me that there was going to be another bag showing up, and I don't appreciate this. And I called Logan, and I'm like, what the heck? And she's like, well, maybe you weren't listening, but it was on Home Direct. That means you're going to get it every month. And I said, well, I don't want it. Can you buy it back for me? Can I return it? And she's like, well, I'm not going to buy it back from you, but you can definitely return it and you can get a full refund. And here's how you do it, blah, blah, blah. But then she said, but why are you returning it? And I said, well, because I wasn't expecting to get another bag and it's expensive and I don't want that. We can't afford it. And she said, but wait. You just posted in the challenge group how amazing you're feeling and how much weight you've lost and how much you love Shakeology. Why are you so ticked that another bag showed up? I'm like, well, it caught me off guard and I don't need it. I'm losing weight and I'm doing the workouts and I don't need it. And she's like, why don't you think about it a little bit? If you want to return it, here's how you do it. But think about what you just told me. Think about what you've been posting in the challenge group. And so I begrudgingly said, okay. And I thought about it a little bit and I thought, okay, I'll drink it for one more month. So I drank that next bag. And since then, the rest is history because I was hooked after that. I saw the value in it. I felt the value in it. The amount of money I spent on it monthly literally lowered our grocery budget because it's factored into our budget. And I'm no longer buying foods for that meal of the day that, could be all over the place in price. I have a fixed amount that I spend on my breakfast every morning, which is about $4. That's pretty dang cheap if you ask me. And I just think about it like I'm shopping at Costco. I'm buying 30 of my meals in bulk once a month in the form of Shakeology. And I feel good about that. I know what it's done for me. And I don't think it should cost any less, to be honest, because the ingredients that you get in Shakeology are from all around the world. And if you were to find all those ingredients yourself, first of all, it'd be very difficult. I don't even know if that's possible. But let's say you got pretty close by going to Whole Foods and Sprouts and you found all those ingredients and you put them into some sort of shake or supplement yourself, it would cost you a fortune. I mean, I've seen some comparable things upwards of like $40, $50 a shake or however you decided to make it. So I feel pretty fortunate that I found this. I'm so grateful to my coach that she introduced it to me. And I'm extra grateful that she, kind of went toe to toe with me and asked me those tough questions about why was I really thinking about sending it back? Was it the money? What was it? And at the time it was the money. And it took me some time to overcome that. So I understand if you feel that way or if you've felt that way or whatever, but I want to encourage you. How does it make you feel every day? How does the Shakeology make you feel every day? Because if you're like me, it makes you feel better. It gives you that increased energy. It curbs those cravings. It's replacing another meal in your day that was probably unhealthy and full of calories and full of empty calories. So even when I was loading up my Shakeology with extra calories, at least they were healthy calories. I no longer make mine that way. I like to do it with just water and ice and half of a banana and some PB2. That's my favorite way with every flavor. I mix it up very rarely, to be honest. You guys will see that in the group. That's just how I like it. So I hope you love it as much as I do, and I hope you give it a chance. And just to finalize all of that, nowadays, Beachbody will send you an email 10 days before any other bag is shipped or charged to you, so there's no surprises. So there's no reason to get upset when one shows up because you have lots of warning. But I hope instead of feeling that way, you feel the way that I did, where you really think about it and you really love it and realize what it's doing for your body from the inside out, because it's amazing stuff. All right, guys, catch you later.